Welcome back to another episode of Crypto Flip. And of course, we have to start with a confession, a crypto confession at that. And the first one is back in 2013, me and my friend discovered Bitcoin. I used it to buy MDMA on Agora while he traded it, while he traded and held it. He's probably a millionaire by now with his own media platform, while I have close to nothing, only addiction and feeling of a missed moment. A tale of two stories. Who wants to take that one first?
So
I'll
his
go
friend
first. I'll
bought
go.
MDMA and he bought he bought MDMA and his friend bought Bitcoin instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically they both had Bitcoin. They both had Bitcoin. One of them was actually trading the Bitcoin. The other one was actually using it to buy stuff on the black market.
I mean, at the end of the day, he got what he wanted at the time, right? I don't know what to say about mine.
Yeah.
Fam, I'll say this here. This is definitely a confession of a student. That's what a student would do. You know what I mean? Living in the moment, not thinking about the future, nothing about the long term road. What I would say is it happens. It happens. You make a mistake. You know what I mean? You spend what you shouldn't spend. It happens. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. But I hope he's learned a lesson now and knowing that crypto is actually an important asset class and you should be investing if you're not already an investor. So, yeah, I hope he's learned a mistake, but that is wild. He missed he missed out still. He missed out a little bit. He missed out.
Yeah, I think for me, it's it's very interesting because everyone makes their early crypto mistakes. The real question is, how is he going to bounce back? Because what I always say is, there's always another opportunity in crypto, whether it's a new narrative and you're early on that, or you're doing some research in the bear market and you find something that's undervalued, that's going to have some value later on down the line. There's always a different opportunity. You just lick his wounds and move forward and stop comparing him to his friend who's obviously doing well right now.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Yeah. Anything to add, Rick?
Nah, he's lost it. I hear what you're saying. At the end of the day, like maybe that's his first exposure to crypto. And maybe now he realizes actually this is a thing that I can invest in and it will go up over time. Like I feel like it's probably not the best way to get in, but like at least he got in and didn't lose all his money. You get me? Like he got in and he bought some
That's true.
He's better off.
Stuff, but he's better off, yeah.
Yeah, he's better off than most of these idiots that are just gambling their life savings on some punt on crypto. So he didn't make a massive mistake, but what he can do is learn from this lesson and just build on it, you know what I'm saying, in the right way, obviously. So yeah.
Literally.
Agreed. Okay, let's go on to the next one. I onboarded my best friend into an ecosystem I thought had a ton of potential and would be a good investment. The price ended up going up 44x, but he didn't sell. He then bought into the next highly anticipated and hyped ICO by the same founder. Fast forward a year, and now his life is in a shambles. He sold at a loss after seeing a 4,400% gain in 2021 and is down 90% on the ICO price. Broke and moving back in with his parents at 28, lost his job and girlfriend from his depression. Now he won't talk to me anymore and avoids me in real life. Thoughts?
First of all, that friend is a dickhead. Because when he was, he's like, this is my boy. You get me? Like, we're friends. Coming down, he's like, nah, I'm not talking to this guy again. Nah, it's his fault. Like, bro, take ownership, man. Take ownership of your gains and your losses.
Facts.
No backbone.
Big facts.
You know what, yeah? We've all been there. We've all invested in an ICO that's tanked and then you've been rug pulled. But yeah, I mean, this is peak. I mean, for you to lose your job and then obviously lose a girlfriend because you're depressed. I think sometimes it's about how you react to certain things in life where like I don't know, maybe you react to your portfolio. Let's say your portfolio was $1 million, now 90% down, it's now 100K. It's how you look at that situation. You can look at it as another opportunity to build back a portfolio, or you can look at it as like, oh, my life is over. Let me now take even more riskier risk and make it worse. So it's how you react to things. And I feel like he kind of overreacted. There's no need for him to be depressed. There's no need for all that. You gotta pick yourself up sometimes. As a man, you gotta pick yourself up sometimes and just get on with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. He needs to take it like what Ricardo said. He does need to take some accountability because your friend didn't tell you to not sell. This is all you. You know what I mean? You held on for no reason. So at the end of the day, you just gotta look at yourself in the mirror and be like, listen, this is me. I made this mistake, so I gotta get back on it. So yeah, man. Hopefully this man doesn't do any self-harm or anything like that, because it's not over. He can build this back. Trust me on that. He can build this back.
Yeah, I definitely have to echo you guys' sentiment in terms of what you've said regarding taking ownership, accountability, and all the rest. He lost that money himself. He obviously came into an opportunity that he didn't understand. And that just goes to show, you know, don't invest in things you don't understand, especially if you're not prepared to lose what you've invested. So he has to really just take ownership and just say, look, I messed up. I didn't sell when I could have potentially sold. He got greedy and he didn't understand, you know, market cycles and hype cycles as well. So it's a cautionary tale for everyone out there. You know, when the next big thing comes about, and sometimes in crypto, it feels like it will never go down because you think, oh, it's going to stop when it goes up another 10x or another 100x or whatever. But
that's greed, bro. That's
just
greed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think what we've learned over the market cycles and over just being in crypto for a while is it's gonna come down. Like 100%.
It might not feel like it, but you're right.
If you're at all time high, if you're looking at that graph and you're like, yo, this was $1, now it's 10, and this is the highest it's ever been, 100% it's coming back down. Like nothing else is as certain in life.
That's it. Facts. Facts, bro.
Exactly. Okay, let's go on to the next one. I dropped out of college to launch my NFT. Now crypto is dying. No one cares about my NFT anymore, and I'll run out of money in 4 months. I'm fucked.
Yo, I'll take this one. Yeah, bro. You know me. I commend anyone that drops out of college and pursue their dreams in business or entrepreneurship. I'm all for entrepreneurship myself. By the end of the day, yeah, this is someone again that doesn't understand market cycle, and he must have heard too many podcasts talking about NFT this, NFT that. It's the next big thing. It's the next Bitcoin. Get yourself a nice NFT and you're good. You do not have to drop out of college to launch an NFT. I know bare MANDEM that finished out their degree, traded Bitcoin, stacked up their dough, and then now they got a map portfolio, fam. I won't do any no name drops or anything, but at the end of the day, you didn't have to drop out of college. You did not have to do that. And I hope you didn't drop out of college to use the tuition fee to actually invest in this NFT business. So yeah, he's fucked. I'll be real with you. He's fucked. I have no words of white wisdom for this guy. He's fucked.
You know what though? It's a sticky one because people like Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of like college, university. And you know, you have all these people that drop out of uni and then they decide to go on TikTok.
Bro.
It's called survival bias.
Mark dropped out of college to build Facebook. And he believed in it. And he had backing as well.
I hear you, but this guy could have backed himself and said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be the next Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. I understand the rationale why he's going through it at the time, but yeah, that's not a wise move on something as like hype focused as an NFT, like with no backing. That just sounds it sounds like a gamble. But yeah,
wild speculation.
Yeah, you seen the social media movie, right? You probably watched that and it's like,
social network, yeah.
The social network, that's it. You watch that and he's like, that could be me, and then this is the next big thing, and yeah, it's a shame, but sometimes it works out, but like obviously most times it doesn't. But most times, like 99% of businesses fail or whatever it is, 95%. He just wanted 95, innit?
But just to add to what you said, Ricardo, yeah, before Aris goes, yeah. I mean, there is one thing he said in that confession that I don't agree with. He said now crypto is dying. I disagree with that. Again, it just shows his lack of knowledge about the market cycle in this asset class. That's all it is. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He heard NFT and then he jumped on the first train. So yeah.
No offense to him, and no offense to people that are young, but of course he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is probably his first market. Like this is probably his first down market. Like being in crypto. And that's not age specific. You could start crypto when you're like 40 and decide, it's only gonna go up, and then you learn about market cycles when you're 42, and then you're like, oh, it makes sense now. But like, yeah, it must have been just his first market.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I agree with everything everyone's saying. What I'm interested to know that isn't in the that he hasn't actually specified is when he decided to actually launch this. Because obviously he was early on. There's different ways to make a killing in crypto and NFTs by extension. One, if you're early in anything, you're gonna obviously reap the rewards because obviously other people are gonna buy in and it's gonna inflate the price of what you purchased. So it sounds like he wasn't early. So when the hype has already come, which is obviously what we can presume that he did, then you have to have some major differentiator. Has he just created like another cat NFT thing, or is he,
he probably did. He probably did.
Or is he trying to create something with utility and have to really differentiate it? And the third thing that he might have done is he might have launched it at the end of the market cycle, which is probably the worst thing you can do. And that's obviously when people are scared to invest their money, and is even compounded further by the fact of the wider market that we're in terms of like the recession and whatnot as well. So there's so many other factors, but yeah, he's messed up. But he knows he's got 4 months of runway. So what I would advise him to do is, if he sees no future in it, shut it down, think of something else, maybe just get a job and keep it moving.
Yo, words of wisdom, and listen to Aris.
But yeah, let's go on to the next one. Use my life saving to buy ETH at 4.4K in 2021, and then with all my ETH, I bought a doodle, which is a NFT. When they were at an all-time high, I completely screwed, and now at the age of 35, my peers often ask me why I'm so frugal and depressed.
Yo, Rick, go with this one. ETH is your favorite thing. Go.
I can't even laugh because the last word was depressed. Like, it was funny up until he said why is people asking if he why is frugal and depressed. But nah, that is depressing. But once again, like this don't bought at the all-time high, and I'm guessing most people buy at the all-time high, or else nobody would win in the market, right? But I don't know, buying ETH at 4.4K just sounds like pain. Like that's like I had to look at the price right as you said it. I'm like, it's a far away from
what
that.
Is the price right now?
1.6K in dollars. But yeah,
but it's all relative though. It's all relative. It depends on.
Go on.
I was just gonna say it's all relative because it really depends on what his time horizon is. Obviously, right now he's taking the L. Obviously, he's got the doodle as well. Yeah. So that's sort of compounded. If he just said I bought at 4.4K, then I would have said you can ride it out. Next market cycle, it'll probably go over 4.4K. You'll come into a higher net worth in terms of ETH, and you'll look back at this and think, okay, cool, it's not the end of the world. But if we're talking about buying the doodle, I don't know what the doodle's worth now, but he's probably lost a lot more than he would have if he had just held on to the ETH. So that's where it gets a bit sticky.
Can I chime in here? Yeah.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
This is why I don't shill projects to my friends. This is why when I tell my friends about projects, I make sure that people that are on my level that I talk to about this. I don't tell people that don't know nothing about crypto, fam, because this is someone. If I tell Ricardo now, who's been in crypto before me, yo, Ricardo, this is new project, I think you should look into it. Is he gonna do his due diligence and make sure, cool, this is something that I want to be part of or not? This person was probably in a pub, listening to his friend having a couple of beers, and next thing you know, he's like, "Yeah, Ether's going to the moon." Oh, swear down, my man. 2 days later, with that very little research, plunged all of the life saving in doodle and more ETH at 4.4. If you did this research, if you go back to the inception of Ethereum, ICO, there are whales that bought Ethereum for 50p, 50p, bro. So, like, I know obviously people make mistakes. People buy at the top all the time. It's not the first, it won't be the last. But come on, man. Come on.
But you know what though? I feel like buying at the top is common practice because nobody wants to buy when the price is low or the price is down. That's when you should buy. That's when we're buying. But that's not like regular psychology. So when my man sees that, wow, this thing's at 4.4K. Like look how high it is compared to everything else. It's only gonna go up. That's a logical thing for some people to think. So I mean, yeah, he bought at that price because it seemed attractive. Like if I said I've never, even tomorrow, listen, if Bitcoin was to go 50K tomorrow, I'd be sweating thinking, oh man, I should have bought more. You know what?
It's FOMO, man. FOMO. Yeah.
They're missing out. They're missing out.
Because bear in mind the context as well that we haven't got here, but that is present all the time, is some news articles, people at your office are talking about it, people that you know are not even interested in crypto start to talk about it, your mom starts to talk about it, your sister, your brother, and then you're thinking, oh no, like I'm gonna miss out, which is when the FOMO kicks in, and then that's when you start to hit tops, and then boom, next thing you know, it starts to crash.
Yeah. But just as a word of advice to everyone out there, if your taxi driver or your mom or your dad starts talking about, or your far distant cousin that you know has no financial knowledge or no knowledge of investment, starts talking about buying ApeCoin, bro, sell it. If you have some, stay out, jump out, keep out, because it's not the one. It's just high.
That's probably the signal at the top of the market. So that's the best one for you to jump out. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, I got something called the mum test, which is basically if my mum starts talking to me about crypto, I know that it's time, because my mum consumes a lot of mainstream news. So by proxy, it means that the news is speaking about it. It means it's too late. So yeah, definitely agree on that one. So let's do the last one. And the last one looks like it's pretty interesting. A crypto Telegram group I joined has been 95% accurate and predicted the FTX dump. A couple of days ago, they foresee a major short squeeze due to insider news. Feeling confident from the last call, I took all the savings in a joint savings account with my wife of 450K, maxed out my credit card, and took a cash advance of 250K on 35% per annum interest. I went 50. Oh my god, went 50x leverage long. Play. Today the market.
No. All right, finish.
All right, cool. Today the market dumped when I was asleep, and I got liquidated. I got laid off last week, and I hadn't told my wife yet. She has been planning for our new house and renovations. We don't have enough funds to pay the bills and installments for the next 3 months, and I don't know how to break it to her.
Go.
That one
go.
was.
Rob,
yeah,
what?
You seemed like you.
How much money is that in total?
Bro, that's like I would talk about at least.
I don't even know.
At least
450K.
Let's
650K.
Let's do the maths. Let's start. It says 450K max out his credit card. Then he said 250K on a 35% per annum. But let's just say
that's 600
plus. Yep. And he went 50x long. So that's yeah.
Wow.
So at least 60K, 600K wasted.
Wow. Okay. All right. I guess the most important thing here, he fucked up because he trusted somebody else to give him advice. He didn't want to do
entirely. Well, that's part of it, but where he really fucked up. True, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you slightly. Like I agree with what you're saying, but what I mean is that's not the crux of the error. If he had just like made an investment of 5%, 10%, it would be fine. He would have made a loss, but it's not going to blow him out. The real mistake is that he invested everything, and not just everything. He went long and maxing out credit cards and blah blah blah. That's the real mistake. Because even if he got it right, yeah, okay, he would have reaped the benefit, but he's creating a bad habit where, you know, maybe it's not even the first time he did this. But yeah, go on, finish your thought.
Nah, yeah, I hear what you're saying. He fucked up. He fucked up because it's painful. He trusted someone else and decided to listen to a signal, and yeah, he went 100 in on that signal. Like, we're all a fan of signals because we all understand, like, it's hard to stay on top of the entire market if you're not full-time, and it sounds like he had a job. And so he decided to leave that trust into someone else. Like, so many people predicted the FTX downfall. Like, there's probably a million people out there saying all exchanges will downfall. Like, all crypto exchanges are going to go to shit. So if, like, it means nothing that they predicted that and then made another short call. But I don't know. And also lying to your wife and taking your money for your home, like the refurbishments. Like, if he managed to save up 450K in any currency, like in like any strong currency, like, that's a lot of money. So he obviously doesn't have a rubbish job, which means he's been doing reasonably well throughout his life, and he decided to throw it all on crypto. Nah, man, this guy's got some gambling mentality.
Yeah, he does. He does. And then I will just echo your sentiment as well, Rick. He fucked up big time, and he's probably going to take him a while to recover from this because he fucked up in 3 major areas. First is zero risk management. There was zero risk management in this investment here. You take 450K of your savings, you borrow another 250K, so you're not in debt. Yeah, you maxed out your credit card because you thought this signal was legit because they predicted the previous FTX dump. Cool. And then you 50x leverage your trade. Why? That's just greed right there. That is just pure greed, pure stupidity right there. I'm sorry. He's gonna have to answer for this pain right here. When he has to have that discussion with his wife, it's gonna be a painful conversation. But it needs to be had. It needs to be had. It needs to be had. Yeah, he has to chat to his wife and be like, "Listen, wife, we're broke, and it's gonna take a while. It's going to take a while for him to recover from this. But they're now
the funny thing
broke.
is, she'll probably turn back and said, "You broke, I'm gone." So that's how I see that conversation going. And to be honest, I wouldn't even blame him. Because
now we understand why the divorce rate is so high in the US. This is why. This is why.
Leverage. It's a dangerous tool, but not many people know how to use it properly. Let's move on to the first piece of news of the week. So we've all heard of Telegram, which is obviously a chat application for those who don't know, similar to WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, where you can have one-on-one communication, and it's really privacy focused. And they have a cryptocurrency called Toncoin. And Toncoin briefly entered the top 10 cryptocurrency following their launch of the wallet. What do you guys make of that? Is it something that could stay there? Has it got potential? Or do you think it's just hype in the market, which hasn't had much news yet?
I call hype. Telegram's been around for a while. I know this from like when I was working in crypto, or more actively. They were looking at creating a coin like a while ago. So I'm really confused as to why they put it out in a beer. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the kind of people they have on their platform and the level of engagement, it kind of feels like they're just doing this because they want the extra cash in the company. And I can't imagine Telegram as a company is struggling, but I don't know. I haven't really looked through the company details. But if it has no real utility, it's probably not going to stick around for a while. And also because there's other messaging platforms, so many other messaging platforms, and they don't have tokens. It kind of makes sense that you don't need a token to run a messaging platform. Obviously, they've been going up until now, So it kind of feels like this is something that they just bolted on because it's popular, or because it's something they always wanted to do, or because they realize they have a lot of crypto communities on their platform.
Yeah,
that's my bet.
Let me give a bit of added context. So I can't remember. I think it was in the original ICO boom. They raised, I think it was close to $1 billion in the ICO.
Yeah.
Wow.
The problem was, I think there was some regulatory issues. So I think they had to refund the people that invested, and then they launched a coin. I'm not sure how they went about doing it, but I think they launched it another way, and obviously now it's available in public markets. So I think that's why it's taken so long for it to be publicly available. As for the wallet, well, let me give a bit extra context as well. So if you look at like their monetization strategy, I think they're pretty against ads. They don't run ads. They've got a premium service which allows them to sell like verification badges and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's one way. And I presume they're thinking about this as another way. And I don't think they have any plans to sell to any big competitors such as Meta or anything like that. So yeah, I just remember this from obviously working in similar space. So yeah, that's just a bit of added context, you guys, just before you give your opinions.
So
I just want to say something as well. I think it's also a hype. I don't see Tron being in the top 10 for foreseeable future. Because like Rick said, there's several other messaging platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook. I didn't want to say TikTok, but we'll put that there as well. They don't need a cryptocurrency to run their platform. And I understand that obviously this is a privacy coin. They have a layer 1 consensus, blockchain, proof of stake, I've got algorithm. This seems to me like a money grab, to be honest, because like I said, they raised $1 billion before. They did it there. Obviously, it wasn't FCA compliant or whatever, and then they did it, and now they're launching the bear market, hoping to use this to kind of invite more people to Telegram. But I don't get what was the purpose of this. You create a wallet. We have a wallet. What are we gonna do with this wallet? Your messaging platform. So are we gonna be able to send money via messaging or something? And then, well, what is the need for that? And that's just over engineering, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Bear in mind as well, Telegram is, I think, it's most used in Russia, and obviously Russia has its issues with sending money across border and all this other stuff. So I think they may be leaning on that, and obviously there's a lot of crypto communities as it is, as Rick already stated. So I think they're using these main factors to make it make sense. But yeah, I mean, you can look at it as a messaging app in isolation, or maybe you can look at it as a wider play to bring finance into the app, a bit like what X is planning to do with crypto trading and trading in general. So I think maybe that's the bigger vision, like stepping away from just messaging and trying to bring in some other financial services.
I've got a question for the panel. What's next after this Ton Space wallet? What's next? I mean, what do you think their plans are moving forward? I mean, I'm struggling to understand what they're trying to solve. Obviously, the cross-border payment transaction thing is great, but beyond that, I don't see. I mean, there's a lot of CBS, there's a lot of cross-border tokens on market, and they're not really top 10. Well, other than XRP, I don't know if XRP is still top 10, but at least it's top 50. But I just don't understand what the next steps is other than the wallet, because and mind you, it's because of this wallet launch that allowed for Ton to pump 10%. So what's next?
To be honest, we're gone, Rick.
The quick mad thing is, the white paper is 132 pages.
Oh my god!
And written in latex.
I was just about to ask about that. Okay.
Wait, written in what?
It's written with latex, which is like some scientific writing platform, like what we used to write scientific papers with. So, but it's just a PDF. It's a PDF, but it is a rather large white paper, and just looking through the contents and the headings, it looks like they want to do like a whole lot. They want to do like a very performant blockchain. We're talking like messaging between different shard chains. It looks like they want to move their entire infrastructure onto the blockchain and onto their own blockchain. So move messaging away from like traditional servers as they're using it, which in my mind sounds like decentralized messaging, which we have seen on various different platforms before. But obviously, Telegram being one of the biggest, it might work for them. And then it looks like they also want to add payments and fast payments at that. So that's like just a quick scan of this contents page. It looks like they have a lot of stuff that they want to do, and this is a lot of content.
Do you guys think the team behind Telegram, do you think they're able to pull this off? I mean, building a highly performant blockchain that can literally do cross messaging between the shards. Do you think that is, because this sounds like a lot of pie in the sky, in my opinion?
It's hard to say whether they'll be able to pull it off, but from my perspective, Telegram is a chat app that works really well. They've scaled it really well. You don't often hear about it going down. You don't often hear about any sort of privacy leaks or anything like that. So they've nailed the main product down well. Obviously, blockchain is a whole different thing, and we've seen with other projects such as Helium, when you're dealing with a blockchain in your core product, it's hard to do both. So have they got this team size? I don't know, but obviously with the amount of resources that they've been able to attain, they may be able to scale the team to obviously achieve that. And when the bull market comes back around, I presume that they will obviously have even more resources because the value of the token will be up. So yeah, they may be able to, but I would have to see and read the white paper in more detail.
The long ass white paper. Just having a look at the GitHub, their Ton blockchain on GitHub, just over the last month has had a lot of commits. Like they've had a lot of people adding code into the main platform. They've had about 31 people. Some of them are like really small, but there's like 3 or 4 guys that are really, or people that are really kicking some code in there. So it kind of feels like, I mean, they have like 25 open pull requests. Not sure why they're not being reviewed, but it kind of feels like they have quite a large engineering capacity to deliver what they want. I'm just trying to check like where this fork is from, because if they built this from scratch, then that is impressive. If they forked it from like Bitcoin and they made some edits, that's less impressive. But they have quite a lot of people that are working on this, and it's open source, so I could go in now and I don't know, change the name of something and make a PR, and someone will accept it, and then I've contributed.
You should change it to crypto flip something.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I believe they have the engineering capacity, and like Harry said, like Telegram as a business or as a chat platform, I can't really remember them ever being down. I remember sometimes they're being slow to connect, but that sounds like a throttling issue versus like your servers are completely down. And if they can manage that feat with all the users that they have, then I used to say those same engineers aren't upskill to build everything.
Well, I mean, that will be something to look forward to, in my opinion, because like when you migrate your infrastructure from regular servers to blockchain, I think there might be some pain along that journey, and it's not easy feat. But at the same time, if they can pull it off, then they're literally setting themselves up to be the industry leaders in this. So yeah,
100%.
looking forward to see what they can achieve over the next few of their roadmaps.
Definitely agree. Something interesting happened last week, so you guys might have heard about it. Obviously, the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik, got his account hacked. Over $691,000 got drained from victims. And basically, what happened? Is somebody hacked Vitalik's Twitter, I believe, and scammers went on it, and then they'll probably posting messages soliciting crypto, as they often do with famous people. And obviously people sent money to the address, and people lost almost 700,000. I think the real surprise about this, because this has happened to numerous people who are famous and whatnot, but the real surprise is, that it's Vitalik, and you would expect someone of his stature, who's as smart as he is and whatnot, not to sort of fall victim to such a scam. But I guess the scammers are working hard.
But some more context on that as well. So that was a SIM swap attack. So
Yeah.
Vitalik's 2FA on his Twitter account was like sending a text message to his mobile phone, and that's the code that they used. And
that can be spoofed.
Like with my experience of telecoms, it's easy. It's relatively easy to swap someone's SIM. Like you see it on movies, but actually it's not that far from reality. Like you can copy someone's SIM by literally touching something on the back of their phone.
Yeah.
And there's less complicated ways to do it. But somebody as smart as Vitalik falling victim to a SIM swap attack just kind of makes, it seem a bit crazy. Obviously, I guess he doesn't have that level of security on everything else. I feel like if they hacked his email, they could have done a lot more damage. But maybe he didn't have that much guardrails around his Twitter, or as much as he should for someone with his influence.
So guys, let me get this straight, yeah. His account was basically he had his SIM swapped, and somebody accessed his Twitter and posted to people that, I don't know, with his fake Ethereum address to say donate to me for this, and they denoted 691K worth of ETH.
Correct.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I think for this scam to actually work, one, you need to get someone's SIM, two, access their Twitter, three, yeah, and then lastly, convince enough people, idiots online, to send money to you, and they do it. So it's like,
say idiot, bro. You say idiot.
No.
You see the Elon Musk one.
Cool. Rick, let me just stop here. Vitalik is what? The founder of Ethereum. How many Ethereum do you think Vitalik has in his foundation?
So let me just clarify something with Vitalik and Ethereum. You know, Ethereum has like no max circulating capacity. They can
but now wait. Now that's changed though. That's changed because they changed it from proof of, I think now it's definitely on proof of stake. They were, I don't know what proof of stake. Yeah, that's all finished. That migration is done.
All right.
It's done.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So
maybe not.
So point I'm trying to make it is this guy has got bags of ETH. Why would he want to ask you guys online for Ethereum? Why?
I hear that.
And I mean, if Vitalik messaged you directly, Rick, or messaged you directly, Aris, to send me Ethereum and I'll send you back 2,000 Ethereum tomorrow, would you do it?
Yeah, that makes sense. I hear that.
Exactly. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't need that money.
It's coming directly from him.
I was just about to say that.
I know.
Not Vitalik. No, like abbreviation or deviation from his original handle. It's coming directly from my man. Like with the blue tick and everything. I don't know if he's got a blue tick, but probably does. Like with the verified tick, it's coming from my man. He's saying, "Yo, listen, I'm doing this giveaway. All you have to do is send me 0.5 ETH and I send you back 5. It sounds stupid, but it sounds stupid to us.
Rick,
but the fact is,
Rick, you know what it is, yeah? If somebody's doing a giveaway, yeah, Vitalik doesn't have any public platform he can use to do giveaway. He doesn't have a YouTube channel that he can do that on. If we're doing a giveaway, you probably message someone directly rather than just saying publicly, "Oh, I'm doing a giveaway. Whoever sends me this amount of ETH first." Like, come on, that is a scam. Come on.
I think now that you mentioned that, obviously, if Vitalik wanted to do a giveaway, he would cycle through everyone's Ethereum wallet and give away money. Like he'll give away points.
Thank you. He'll just give it to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just give it to you.
Yeah, that's fair. But not everyone knows that. What do you think, Harris?
I think that it's obviously stupid. But I see what you're saying, Rick, in terms of if you're following Vitalik and then you just see him tweet, "Oh, I'm giving away crypto," and for context, obviously it's a bear market. People probably got wrecked, 90% down, 95, 99% down. And like, oh, okay, I can make some of my losses back. Vitalik's going to be, the savior of my problems. Then I can see how desperation can play a factor in it. But I don't think I would have fallen victim to it. I would have been confused because it's coming from his official account, and you wouldn't expect Vitalik to get hacked. I think that's like a key piece of information.
It is.
So I would be confused and thinking, "Raw, is this like real?" And then I'll take a second and think, "Nah, there's no way." And then obviously it will come out later on that it was fake. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents in it.
Yeah, like I said, man, Vitalik, he doesn't need to do a public giveaway. He would just give it to you because why?
Yeah.
He's got millions of Ethereum. And he knows when to sell and when to buy it because he understands the market cycle. You know what I'm saying? So
I think,
yeah, he doesn't.
I think this is highlighted as well, though, because I remember there was a whole MyEther wallet scam, which like they changed over the DNS. It was the official MyEther wallet site, and this is the official like Vitalik's account. I don't know. It feels like these official platforms are being hacked, and it's more scary than just saying this person got fished or this person.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Extra vigilant these days. And just as
100%.
a heads up, everyone out there, like Elon Musk will never give you crypto, bro. He's just not. He's just not gonna.
It's not gonna happen.
Listen, Rick. I'm telling you here, no one on this panel, no matter how much ETH you have, no matter how much Bitcoin you have, you're not doing a giveaway. Why would you do a giveaway? I mean, or maybe if you want to build your platform or something, you do a giveaway. Fair, cool. But when you're at that level of wealth, you don't just give away things. If you want to give away, just do it. It's just, you know what I mean? You're feeling charitable, you just do it. You don't need to say, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm doing a giveaway with the first 10 people to send me." Nah, that's a scam. That's a scam.
And yeah, and never the whole send me 5 ETH, I'll send you back 50. Like,
I don't know how people fall for that one. That's mad.
You know what? I think some people think, like, if I had to be rudimental about it, I think people think, oh, they don't have my address, so if I send it to them, then they'll get my address, then they can send me ETH back.
You think that's what passes through people's mind?
Genuinely, I think that's passing through people's mind. I'd love to ask people if they think, like, what they think about that, but genuinely, I think that's a thought that somebody would have. It's like, oh, I need to send it to him so that he'd know my address.
I mean, if that was true, they would probably say, send me 0.005 ETH or something crazy like that. I know the gas fees would probably be higher than that, but nonetheless, it would probably be something a little bit if that was true.
Yeah.
But speaking of gas fees, that ties us nicely into the next segment. Someone accidentally paid $509,563 in fees for a single Bitcoin transaction. Obviously, this was an accident, a mistake, but a costly one. What would be your reaction if you did that, and what do you sort of make of that? Is Bitcoin still at a stage where it's hard to navigate, where this is too easy to do, or is that person just stupid?
I'll go first. I mean, first of all, it's a good problem to have, because if you can afford $500,000 in fees, just means you're probably a whale. Let's just be real. Just get out of the way. Number two, I mean, I don't understand why this is accidental. I mean, before I send any kind of transaction, I've only ever sent one transaction using BNB network, and I omitted a part of I missed a letter of the address, and obviously BNB is forever lost. I never received it. But yeah, I don't know how you accidentally paid that amount of fee, because it tells you when you're about to pull the trigger, like you're gonna send this amount of, let's say you're sending 2 Bitcoin to another wallet, and it will tell you amount in fees. So unless it was a crypto bot doing it for you or something, or I don't know, if you're doing it yourself and you made this mistake, yeah, it's a quick L, because yeah, that's a lot of Bitcoin still. But yeah, yeah, it's wild. It's both good and bad, because it's a good problem to have. At the same time, it's a silly mistake to make. So yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends what platform he used, because
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
You can easily fall into the trap of like putting the decimal place in the wrong place when you're like, this is how much gas I want to use. And there's certain platforms out there that will tell you how much your gas is, but then there's certain platforms that will just give you the option of like, do you want to speed this up? Do you want to speed this up? Like based on the network traffic. And he might have been like, I don't know, he might have been in a rush, he might have been FOMOing out or something. He might have just been like, yeah, speed up, speed up, speed up. and maybe the clip got registered 3 times, and then the price just went up and up and up. But
Yeah.
that is a shame. And I've heard of some exchanges refunding really high gas amounts because they feel obliged to, because the
Really?
person's on their from transferring out. But we're not talking half a mil. We're talking like, you know, I think
I
I'd
hear
have
that.
to
I hear
refund
that.
that out. But but yeah, he must be fuming because that's just like a complete waste. You know, like when you send coins to a wrong address, like you take the L, you're like, you know what? That's my fault. I
Yep.
didn't put this there.
That's yep.
But
Yep.
with the
Mm.
gas, and then you can see it. But with the gas, at least you know that nobody can access that piece because the address is probably not real. But with
Yep.
the gas though, like all the miners are just
On
thinking,
you.
yeah,
It's
we just made a lick, and that's it.
Bonus.
That's it.
That's true.
That used to be like £2 or £3. Now it's half a mil. They're going to they're having a good day. The person that won that block reward, or the company that won that block reward, they're winning.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
Yo, just to give you guys more context here, if you convert that fees in Bitcoin at current price, that's 19 BTC.
That's a shame, man.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad it wasn't me.
Me too. Me too. Me too. I'll probably cry. I'm gonna lie to you.
No, that's crazy. But speaking of gas and ETH, the ETH supply has dropped by almost 300,000 tokens since the merge update a year ago. I know a lot of people were really excited by the merge because of what it meant for Ethereum in terms of becoming deflationary, and it appears as though that's the case. Obviously, 300,000 relative to the amount of tokens in circulation sounds a bit small, but it is going in the right direction. Do you think that it's going to have the desired effects and cause appreciation within ETH?
I'll go first. I think so. I think obviously Ethereum has always been a blue chipper ever since I've been in the space. Bitcoin being the number one, and obviously number two, ETH just kind of emerged out of nowhere and just hasn't looked back. And I think under the leadership of Vitalik, it's just been stronger. And I feel like this guy's always managed to make the right upgrades at the right time. I feel like in any down cycle, Ethereum is always busy doing something. And I think this latest upgrade to proof of stake blockchain, making it deflationary, I think it does make it where like they're now positioned to be. I'm not saying they're going to be number one, but they're going to be a strong number two. I don't see anyone coming for the number two spot for a very, very long time. I think Ethereum is here to stay, and it's definitely made it more attractive investment to myself, because one of my only thing I remember, Ricardo, when we were talking about Ethereum a long time ago, one of my biggest retort about Ethereum investment is that this thing has no max supply. I mean, what the hell's going on? Like, how can you just print ETH whenever you want? And I remember I kept saying it. You're like, yeah, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Ethereum is still Ethereum. Like, people are gonna need to develop a blockchain, and Ethereum offers that. So not only do they still offer that, you know what I mean, with their platform and use with the Solidity programming language, now has a deflationary protocol built within it, and I feel like it's very, very attractive to institutional investors now. You're hearing about ARK Invest trying to launch a ETH, it's an ETF. So I think this is good for Ethereum, in my opinion.
I mean, I do feel like this is the one thing that was missing for a while, like to actually have that supply go down. But I think in the long term, is it going to keep going down? Like, is it always deflating?
It will keep going down. It will keep going down. That's how it will keep going down. The supply should keep going down.
Yeah, I think
until what? What's the max supply that it's aiming for?
Well, they haven't published that yet, but I think that information is coming.
I think the tokens get burned in transactions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I think, like, do you know what the target of the max supply would they're looking to achieve in the network?
Yeah, I understand. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, that information hasn't been supplied yet from all my research. But when it does, I think it'll probably give you like a sign of relief that cool, this is what we want.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good shout for ETH. I think I'd be curious to see how the market will respond once it's like 10% of the supply at the beginning was burnt, and then 20%. In theory, it should go up. If it does, happy days. I keep buying ETH. If it doesn't though, or if people don't care about that, then it's kind of just like the whale wallets or the Ethereum Foundation wallets are just like burning coins, but it's having no effect on the main market. In I guess regular sense, obviously, if the total amount of circulation is going down, then the price of each coin should go up. That makes like economic sense, but I'd like to see that in practice before I say, yeah, that's a great shout. A step in the right direction.
Indeed. Aris,
Definitely.
what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you, one of my biggest concerns with ETH was always the supply. And now that it's been addressed, and it's good to see that it's actually deflationary. So I think that, coupled with the fact that it's still the number one programmable blockchain, there's still a lot of developers building on it. It obviously still has its issues with gas fees and whatnot, and I'm sure that will rear its ugly head again during the next bull market. But but it's starting to address a lot of problems, and I think the future is definitely bright for ETH.
Indeed.
For sure. The next big story that we have, it's a little bit complicated, so we might have to talk about this in terms of just in terms of the larger story, but you'll see what I mean in a second. The story goes, there are multiple big accounts that got exposed for using their followers as exit liquidity.
Wow.
So maybe we just talk about the premise and just the ethics of that in general, and then we'll see if we can dive into some of the specifics. You want to take this?
I'll go first. Is this one of the situations? I mean, I need a bit more context, Harris, because I'm looking at the post right now, and is it one of the situations where like you have how like you launch a coin or you have a following, and you tell people to bad is gonna go, it's gonna pump, and then you wait for the money to kind of roll in, wait for the rumor to spread, then you rug pull, and then you exit, and then leave everybody hanging dry. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I think the basic premise is they're an insider. There are multiple wallets at play, and once their community has obviously bought into it, then they dump on their community. I don't necessarily know if they're rug pulling, but because they might still be involved in the project.
It's the same thing. Even
it's the same principle.
Rug pulling, it's the same principle. And cool. I'll jump at this. This is why I'm not part of any community that gives advice on what coins to invest in. And obviously I'm part of other groups that, like the investors that I have that I just joined the Telegram channel to make sure that I get all the latest updates of what's going on with the community, what's going on with the team, what's going on with the project. But this is exactly why I don't believe in shilling coins or being shill coins too, because when it goes wrong, and the first human nature is to kind of look for someone to blame, and karma is real. I mean, these guys are doing this to people that probably have a fair bit of their savings in this investment, telling them to invest in PAL or CBOT or whatever coins that is coming to or shilling to them. I think it's utterly wrong. It's disgusting. And karma is real. I think the karma will get them. And then when they get hacked by some Russian hacker, you know what, one. But this is wrong. This is the bad thing about crypto, where like a lot of people don't take time to. I think one of the best things you can do for yourself when you come to this space is really take your time before you put any money in the market to just really understand what it is. Like look into the history of Bitcoin, the blockchain development, I mean, Ethereum, and just know that. And every single cycle where things have gone up because of one narrative is coming back down eventually. And what you want to do is really understand what you're investing into. No one knows like when to sell. No one knows when to buy. So when they're telling you, "Oh, go buy this, go buy that," they must have an ulterior agenda to make you want to buy at that time because they're looking for an exit strategy, or if they're looking to use it as an exit liquidity. So, yeah, man, it's wrong. It's wrong, and I hope the FCA or whichever regulators these people are at, they get a hold of this and they look more into it because this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong.
So I can give you a bit more context if that helps. So basically, I believe these guys who are called EXO and SC have been pumping a crypto called PAL, PAAL, across Twitter and NJ and Petabyte. And basically, what they did is they got free tokens, and then obviously they're shilling to their community, and then they're dumping the tokens, basically.
So PAL, I just looked into it now. PAL is on Uniswap, Gate.io, Bitmart, Uniswap, V3, X Market. These are all, with all due respect, these are all trash exchanges, in my opinion. And again, this goes back to just knowing and doing your own research before you invest in something. Like, I mean, if you go back to the previous crypto confession earlier, when he said it was part of a signal group which predicted the FTX dump, you have to be someone that was living under the rock to not know what's going on with FTX. There were so many like alarm bells being rang by a lot of different influencers, not for their own ulterior motive, not that trying to bring FTX down, but they were literally ring, just saying, just be safe out there. If you have any money in FTX, here's the information, do with it what you want. You know what I'm saying? And for you to not invest in PAL or PAL, should I say, because someone told you he's gonna moon, and then you do that. Again, man, you need to know what you're investing in, know what you're buying into. And when you do buy, don't forget risk management, because at the end of the day, what goes up must come down. So yeah, this is crazy. This is where crypto gets some bad rep sometimes, because the generators just kind of flood into the market looking to make a quick buck, and then they stumble, and then looks like they stumble to the wrong channel, and then they now have to pay for it.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I think once again, people should just take responsibility for their investments. Like, I get it's hard to stay on top of the market, but ultimately, if you're gonna follow signals and what sounds like terrible signals, at least do it with something that you feel like something that you feel is nominal for you. If £50 is nominal for you, cool. Like, you want to just take a punt at something for £50, you know, that £50 isn't going to change your life. You're going to spend it on something equally as trivial anyway. Go for it. But if you're going to go all in on something that someone else told you to do, then that just feels wrong. And there's been rug pulls going on for a while, and there
Since
will
the
always
beginning of
be
crypto,
rug
bro. Yeah, since the beginning of
100%.
crypto, there's been rug pull.
And there will always be rug pulls, and some rug pulls are like really creative. Like I jumped on what I now know is a rug pull. In the DeFi hype, when all these places were giving away like 1000% APY, and it's like I ain't even too mad, because I'm just like, well, you know what? For me, that was like 1 to 2% of my portfolio. If it mooned, awesome. But if it didn't, I'm upset because I lost some money. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not losing sleep over it. And yeah, like there's rug pulls everywhere. There's rug pulls in everyday life. That's why we have all types of different kind of scams in reality. So ultimately, don't go in with more than you can afford, and do some research. If you feel like something looks too good to be true, then it probably is. Like, too good to be true in this current market is a coin that's only going up. Why is that the only coin that's going up? Like, that doesn't seem logical.
Exactly.
Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the top 10 are going down, but this coin, yet it's going up. Nah, mate. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah, certainly some solid points there. I think that yeah, you definitely have to be careful. Coins are only going up, but at the same time, um, sometimes there's genuine reasons why that might be the case. You know, they might have launched something, like you saw with obviously Tron, as we mentioned earlier, and there's a few other reasons. But generally speaking, yeah, you just have to keep your wits about you and just be aware of you know of people are pushing, and ask yourself why are they sort of trying to promote this or that. But speaking of projects that you might have to be aware of, the founders of Gala Games are suing each other for over $130 million. So the story goes that Gala Games, which is one of the largest ecosystems in the Web3 gaming industry, is facing internal problems as two of its co-founders have filed lawsuits against each other. So it covers a number of different things, such as asset misallocation, unethical loans, competitive conflicts, power manipulation, fiscal irresponsibility, opaque practices. So there's so many different things, but the real question is this: is Gala going to zero? Would you invest in it still if you're not invested in it? And how does this affect the Web3 gaming landscape in general?
I'll go first. Until the Gala ecosystem can show better leadership, better management of users' funds, it is going to zero. Because before, I don't like saying coins can go to zero, but ever since the FTX saga, I've seen stablecoin depeg and go from $1 to Satoshis, and it's crazy. And then if you think that's not possible, it's definitely possible. If you're holding some Gala portfolio, yeah, it's a tough day because I read into the story, and it's so sad. It's so sad because the two founders, I think one's gonna do right by the project, the other one is just doing what the hell he wants, just using money to do whatever he wants, like misreporting funds and how they use it as well, like lying to the government officials. Like this project is destiny for the flames. And unfortunately, if you're holding, my advice would you to just dump whatever you can now, if you can still dump. But right now it's at 0.0134. I think by the time we get that next melting, we could see it below 0 Satoshi. So yeah, and with the overall, what impact does this have on the overall Web3 gaming space? I mean, there has been some negative publicity around Web3 gaming. I'm a huge fan, but there is a lot of narrative about how it's all a gimmick, and if it's not a gimmick, there's usually a risk of being hacked. I mean, look at Axie Infinity. Now Gala, which is just due to pure mismanagement of funds by the founders, or one of the founders, I think. And it's sad. It's really sad because I thought Gala had potential ahead in the next run, because it's really launched on some really beautiful exchanges like Binance, KuCoin, Kraken, Bitom. It's got, I mean, there's liquidity out. There's liquidity there for you to exit. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just tell anyone that's obviously any Gala holders out there, just stay safe. Stay safe. It's not the end of the world. This happens all the time in crypto, where like not the project lets you down, but the founders or the people behind the project lets you down, because it all sounds like a great brand, great project, and then they were on the right track, and all of a sudden you hear this news, and then you just deflated. And yeah, all I can say is just hold your head up, man. That's all I can say.
Definitely. I think if I was in Gala, I'd be looking to come out of Gala. When co-founders split, technically, or they have like an issue between them internally, they don't care about the people that are holding the coin.
Zero.
They just care about themselves at that moment in time. They're feeling sour. They're just like, I just want to drop out of this. They're not thinking about you or me, like they're token holders. They're just thinking, I want this thing. They might even be thinking the opposite. They might be thinking, well, if this person's planning to stay with this company and I'm leaving, I want to make it look like this company is terrible. And so they'd then be actively working to make it seem more negative than it is, or to enforce that, to push the price down as much as they can. But yeah, when the co-founders split, that's like the whole company's going downhill. They're going to start selling their coins. They probably already started selling their coins, which means the price is only going to go down. So for me, it just kind of sounds like a domino, and I'll just be like, yo, I'm out. Because yeah, and it's one of them things where you can never see it until you're in it. But yeah, like I'd be dropping off ASAP.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. For me, I think that Web3 gaming has a big future. And I think that Gala Games could have been a big part of it, and maybe it still does have a future. Who knows? But if I was in it, I would be very, very cautious. I would definitely start to sell. The only problem is a lot of people who bought Gala probably bought during the bull market, and obviously when in the bear market, so they're already at a loss. So that then becomes obviously a bit harder to reconcile. But I would still look to start to offload if I had a sizable position. If it was only like 1 or 2% of my portfolio, as Rick was saying earlier, then I wouldn't lose any sleep over it, and maybe I'd already write it off in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wouldn't. It's even if you go to like traditional startups, when there's internal conflict between founders, the project is just a wrap, and it extends to crypto and anything in life. You know, you can't move forward if two people are moving in two different directions. So unless it's resolved itself by one of the founders leaving, and even then that might not be ideal because a one founder team isn't necessarily the best, but unless they're like a super founder, maybe it can work out. Yeah, I would probably stay away for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, just on the gaming industry, like the Web3 gaming industry. For me, it's something I haven't jumped into because I'm just waiting for a company. I don't know. I'm waiting for like a bigger traditional gaming company to decide to start using more Web3 gaming tools before I jump in. Like if I heard GTA 6 is gonna jump in on Gala, or they're gonna use that as the blockchain or whatever, then I'd be like, yo, this is big news. Millions of people play this game, blah 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 blah. But I haven't really seen much news around that. So yeah, I'm not really into the whole blockchain gaming scheme.
Yeah, blockchain gaming is something I'm actually quite familiar with, as I've worked with different companies within it. So it's something I'm quite aware of, and I'll say there's definitely potential there. I think it's just waiting for. I'm not even a traditional game, although I think that may be some sort of catalyst potentially. But I think it's waiting for a new game to come and sort of kickstart things, and I think maybe that could be one of the narratives that sort of launch us into the next bull market potentially. But I think it's got a lot of challenges in terms of tokenomics, having the right tokenomics. Also, a lot of there can be some Ponzi-nomics as well in terms of VCs, which can happen with any.
I like that term,
anyway.
Ponzi-nomics.
Yeah, basically, VCs get a bag, wait for retail to invest, and then dump on the retail investors.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. So, but I do think there is a lot of potential there, and I don't think you should sleep on it. It's definitely an area where you should explore. The question is, well, there's two questions. For me, if I'm being a shrewd investor, I'm actually thinking about platforms. I'm thinking about what are these games building on. I think if you're thinking in those terms, you're obviously more likely to avoid getting wrecked because you're sort of spreading risk. You're not relying on any one game. It's like investing in Microsoft via proxy of Xbox instead of investing in one of the publishers themselves. So yeah, that's kind of how I want to sort of look at it when I'm looking at investments. So we have big news in terms of FTX. I know we kind of touched on FTX earlier, but this is slightly different. So FTX recently received a court order to approve the liquidation of 3.4 billion with a B in crypto assets. Obviously, we know that they hold a lot of crypto through the whole saga with SBF and everything else. But just so, obviously, that's a huge number, but I'll break it down into what it is per cryptocurrency so that you have an idea of how it may affect you and your investments. So Solana, they hold 1.16 is that billion? Yeah,
billion.
1.16 billion dollars in Solana. They hold 560 million in crypto. In Bitcoin, 192 million in ETH, 137 million in APT, 119 million in XRP, 49 million in BIT, and 46 million in STG. What do you think will be the effect if these tokens just flood the market, let's say in the bear market? Because obviously in the bull market, maybe it can be counteracted by demand.
Red.
Yeah, Rick, go first. Rick, go first. Go first.
RED, especially Solana, because it's the biggest one. It's red, bro. Like, what they're gonna sell all of these for some stablecoin or for some. Actually, it depends on what they sell it for. If they sell it for Bitcoin, maybe that would make sense. If all of this money leaving the market,
I think they'll sell it for dollars, no?
Yeah, they need to realize
because it's going to the. They're going to try and give it back to the people, I assume. So if that's the case.
No, literally, that's my assumption as well. That's literally my assumption as well.
Yeah.
So then, 100% red. Like, the market's going down. Like, not financial advice, but I'd be short in Solana right now.
Bro, there's people already short in Solana, bro.
With money I can afford. Like, we've been discussing, but red. Like, all I can see is red.
Yeah. So currently, just at a quick scan of Solana's current market cap, their market cap is currently 7.9 billion. They're gonna sell off.
Bro, we're talking 1/7 of their amount.
Okay, that's significant.
Yeah. If you're a Solana holder right now, if you're a bag holder, you're holding your breath, just praying they don't dump it all at once. Because the thing about crypto is, once there's a downside pressure on one particular crypto, it's like the whales that are holding the token, hoping for a miracle or something. Like, you know what? Bun this, I'm out too. So that little, if it's meant to be just 15%, that could easily compound to become 30, 35%. And then there are obviously tokens that are also part of the Solana ecosystem that will also take a beating. And the only thing that's safe on there is Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they don't have that many of a massive holding. They've got 560 million in BTC, 192 million in ETH. Yeah, in terms of markets, go on.
Nah, what you're about to say is going to be it.
But yeah, in terms of this,
go
on.
Here's the thing, though. Obviously, if things like Solana and some other things go down, like some of the top 10 cryptos go down, then Bitcoin and Ethereum are also going to go down. Because if those Bitcoins are going down, people start promoting out of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I was just having a look at their total circulating supply and their total supply. So like 73% of their supply is circulating. So if you're taking, which is like 73%, right, of that 7.9 bill, so basically 80% of that 7.9 bill, which is like 7 billion, sorry. And then you're taking one, so it's literally like 1/7 or even just over 1/7 of their total circulating supply will be sold. Like, I can only see, and currently it's at $19.19. I can only see it just like tanking terribly from here, unless the Solana Foundation are planning to do something. And
what are they doing, bro? What are they doing, Rick? What can they do? There is zero liquidity in the market. There is zero liquidity in the market right now. People are keeping their money in their hand.
Yeah.
Maybe what they can do, they can buy back some of these tokens at a fair price. But if this token hits the market to be dumped, wrecked, like people are getting wrecked, and yeah, we're gonna see red in the altcoin market and also in the Bitcoin market too.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation because I actually thought prior. Well, there's two sides. There's two ways I'm looking at it. Like before it became a bit of more of a reality that these tokens could be dumped, I thought that Solana had a path to redemption, because obviously it crashed more than other tokens were crashing. So for it to appreciate to, even if it was half of what it was in the bull market, you could still make a decent profit on it. The problem now is obviously what you've described, but also what we can't forget is that when it comes to liquidations, we've seen that people are still waiting to receive their money from Mt. Gox. There's other things that have been, crashed in the past. Yeah, exactly. There's other there's other like wallets and exchanges that have crashed in the past that people are still waiting to receive money from, and it's been years. So the question is, when will it actually get liquidated? If somehow it gets liquidated before the next cycle, then yeah, Solana is finished. The others may be affected in a short time, but I think Solana will bear the brunt of most of it. But yeah, if you hold Solana or Solana related projects, I would definitely be very, very wary. Obviously, not financial advice.
Yeah, stop praying and hope you don't literally hit the market like once and get dumped. Literally, just prayer is the only way right now.
100%. And speaking of, the next and final section is, what coins do you think can go from the top 100 into the top 20? Now, obviously, there's a lot of projects in the top 20 that are there currently that may not be there come the bull market. And equally, there's a lot of projects that are in the top 100 that are quietly working away and have a lot of potential. So I want to know what coins that you guys think can sort of break that top 20.
I'll go first. I'm only gonna pick one for today because I feel like this is a topic we can circulate another time. But I think Cosmos Atom has a chance. And hear me out. I think the multi-chain architecture is probably the bridge to more like institutional investors coming into the blockchain space. And I feel like as they get more and more developers kind of come to the platform, because I was doing a research recently, there is less than a handful of Solidity developers in the world. And I feel like with Atom being compatible with other programming language, they can not take developers away from the Solidity foundation, but more attract people to kind of come and build on top of Atom and Cosmos. So I think it definitely has a chance to move into the top 10. I mean, it's currently top 25. I'm top 20, top 30. So I think it's definitely got a chance to climb into that top 10. Whether it's going to stay, that's a different story, because, a lot of coins kind of pop into the top 10. Like Ton came to the top 10 and now it's now top 11, top 12. So I think Cosmos has a strong chance, especially in the next, I had the next market, because in this previous market, it didn't really do much. There was a lot of expectations for Atom, but some of it was met, some of it wasn't met. And I felt like maybe this next bull run might be the chance to kind of crack into that top 10, top 15. So I have high hopes for Atom to kind of climb into that top 10 space, hopefully.
Nice. Rick, what do you think?
Well, for me,
bro, do not say Crow. Do not say Crow. Crow has no chance.
Nah,
this is
for
not
me,
a paid sponsorship, but
this is not a paid sponsorship. If you don't want to pay me, I think Uniswap. I just think they have a strong platform. They always have had a strong platform. We've never heard anything crazy going on around Uniswap. They're in all the right places. We're always going to need to swap coins because you're always going to want to buy. And people are starting to move away from being on exchanges because of things like FTX. So volume's only going to go up, which will start pushing price up, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I think because right now there are like 27, and I think they've only recently fallen out. But they're still doing massive volumes. So yeah, I think in the next bull run, something like Uniswap could be
good one.
Top
Good
20.
one. You know what? I'm actually a big fan of Uniswap. But can you tell me, Rick, is Uniswap built on top of the Binance Smart Chain blockchain?
I don't believe it was.
I don't think so. No.
Interesting.
It was.
I think it was built on Ethereum.
Yeah.
I think it was built out on Ethereum. I think it's built out on ETH, and they're moving. I think they're working to move away from that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
building their own blockchain.
Yeah, because they still have an Ethereum contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. A very interesting one. I think it's definitely possible, for sure.
And one coin I can just see staying strong forever. But maybe it is in top 20. It's number 4. I just see Binance continue to be a powerhouse in crypto.
Yeah.
I don't think they're moving anywhere. Yeah.
The only reason why they had they're having they're coming up and down lately is because of the whole fraud around Binance and the ICO that was done for the Binance coin. But other than that, there hasn't been any real fraud around Binance. I mean, people tried it, but obviously they didn't.
There's been fraud in terms of regulatory things, but that's less to do with BNB and more to do with Binance operation, and obviously it's got its US operations, international ones, and a lot of governments actually come in for Binance. So, there might be some hesitancy around that.
And have they been hacked? Was there a small hack at one point, Binance? And they paid everyone back?
I can't remember, but if there was, I think they did pay everyone back.
I don't think Binance got hacked. I think one of the coins that were one of the ICOs that happened on the Binance chain was hacked, and they still paid everyone back. So I don't know. Binance is in my good books, but I should probably take all my money off there because exchanges aren't secure.
Probably wise. For me, I think that
I got my funds on there too. So I haven't learned my lesson yet.
Well, we don't need you guys to be the next crypto confession. So you might want to.
Never that.
Honestly, but for me, I think what I can see breaking into the top 20 potentially is layer 2s on ETH. So something like Arbitrum or Optimism. I can see one of these two growing and breaking into the top 20. Reason being is obviously ETH is still Arbitrum, one of the Arbitrum, Arbitrum and Optimism, but I think maybe Arbitrum more than Optimism. But yes, essentially, layer 2s as it stands are still a requirement for ETH until obviously it sorts its gas problem out. And I think for that reason, especially in the bull market, it has a lot of potential. And I think they'll probably build other things outside of just that to obviously give it further utility. But for now, I think those layer 2s definitely have a place outside of what you guys have already suggested. But so that concludes another episode of Crypto Flips. Don't forget to subscribe. We have more episodes dropping soon, more clips coming, so keep an eye out for that. You can also follow us on Instagram at Crypto Flip Pod, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.